Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a hot minute to say the least. But we're gonna hop back into this and I'm gonna explain this new series type thing that I'm starting on the channel, which I don't know, maybe you'll like, maybe you won't, but we're gonna try it out. Okay, so this type of video is more like not Taylor Swift related like my past videos were. I think this year in 2024, I'm gonna try to start to expand my music taste because I've been listening to like Taylor Swift my whole life, and I haven't been listening to like anything else, which I need to start doing because not any hate against Taylor Swift, but it's time to switch it up. I'm starting to I want to expand my music taste. So the artist that I chose to do was Ariana Grande, and I listened to every song. Every single song you can think of. I listened to every song from Honeymoon Avenue all the way up to Yes End. And, like, to be completely honest, it was not what I was expecting. Some of the albums were really, really good. Like, I enjoyed so many of these albums, but some of them, two in particular, I did not like very much. But the other four were outstanding, and I loved them. Let's get into Ariana Grande's discography. So, of course, we are going to start with yours truly, Ariana Grande's debut album, which peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was released on August 30th, 2013. Now, for your debut album to debut at number 1, that is pretty good. I mean, I know she was already famous, but, like, number 1, her debut album, yours truly, was one of my favorites. I really enjoyed listening to this one. I listened to this one on Saturday. Today's Tuesday. And I listened to 4 albums today, 2 EPs today. I listened to her first 2 albums on Saturday. I was like blown away. I was at my sister's birthday party and I was like, whoa. I really enjoyed this album. Honeymoon Avenue. I was honestly really surprised by Honeymoon Avenue because for your track 1 on your debut album to be really good, like that's something because like you're new. It's your start and like this is like your staple. Like people are gonna remember you by your track 1 on your first album. I don't really know what the first single was because I'm like going into this like blindsided. Honeymoon Avenue was so good. It was very cutesy. She sounds very full in this song, and the instrumentals at the end I loved. Like obsessed with the song. This was added to the playlist, and as we go on, I will say if the song was added to the playlist or not. It's not really a playlist. It's like my liked songs because I don't really do playlists. I just listen to my liked songs. Okay, Baby I. Baby I was a really good song. I really didn't like the first verse. I don't really like the verses in general, but the chorus and the bridge, so good. Now, this song, I was debating on whether to put it on my playlist or not, but in the end, I decided to put it on my playlist because I like it more. Like, I feel like songs need, like, second listens, and this is a song that needed a second listen. And it got that second listen, and I like it more. And the whistle note at the end ate so hard. Like, ooh, gave me chills. I love her whistle notes. Like, you'll notice throughout this video and like me listening to her albums, I really prefer to hear like big open vibrato, and I really like her register. Like her register is so big, and like when she doesn't show it off, it's like a waste of potential. Okay, the next song is Right There, but with featuring Big Sean. I think that was her boyfriend at some point. I think if I'm wrong, like don't hate me on this one, but I'm pretty sure that was her boyfriend. And I was like, having a feature on your debut album is like so good, but like again, she was already famous, so I mean, I guess that kind of helps with having featurings. But having four on your debut album, that's like a lot. But I guess if it was like her boyfriend or someone she liked at some point, it makes more sense for them to be featured on the album. I didn't really like the song as a song, so it was not added to the playlist. My favorite song, and probably the whole discography of every song that I listened to, Tattooed Heart, was my favorite. This song is on repeat. I think I listened to it like 33 times on the first day. Like once I finished the first album, I just listened to Tattooed Heart over and over and like, woo. If you guys know who Steven is, check out my Instagram if you don't know who he is. But Steven was like getting annoyed because like I just kept playing the song over and over and over again, and I was like, it's so good. He didn't like it that much, but I like Tattoo Heart so much. It sounded very like old and like vintagey and like, but like the one thing I don't get about that song is why did she say 1954? This song was literally so beautiful. Like, I don't even know why I haven't heard this song before. Like, it was so beautiful. Like, it should be on the radio. It should be number one. And the key change in the song, like, the lyrics were pretty good too. Other than, like, that one lyric. But, like, like, I want a tattoo right here. What a good song. And the title was beautiful. Like, there's nothing wrong with this song. The song is perfection. Loving it. So my first thoughts on Loving It was it kind of sounds like the bridge of Baby I. Overall, not like a bad song. The harmonizing is so good. I think I'm just gonna have to listen to it more because like sometimes like you need to listen to songs over and over again to start liking them. And I think this is gonna be one of those songs. The bridge though, perfection. I don't know. I like Yours Truly was one of my favorites. I'll get to my ranking at the end of all the albums, but Yours Truly was so good. If you can't tell, I really like this album. Okay, so Piano is the next song, and this was also one of the songs that were really... Well, oh, by the way, that one did make it to the playlist. And of course, Tattooed Heart made it onto the playlist. Of course. Every playlist. But Piano was one of those songs where I was kind of iffy about if I was going to add it to the playlist or not, because like at the time, I was like... the song was kind of underwhelming compared to what I had listened to before, but like... her voice is just so good, so it just makes up for it. High note towards the end. Ugh. It's like, when she does her whistle notes, it's like, she's God. Like, she's a goddess. I don't know. I love her. And I just think she, like, when she does her whistle notes, like, nothing's stopping her. Like, that's why she's an award-winning artist. Because, like, she has Grammys, right? I think she has Grammys. I don't know. Daydreamin'. And this song... reminds you of that special someone. You guys know who mine is. Anyway, Cutesy, once again. Love this song. Oh, ooh. Anyway, this song is very, like, cute. And I like it. And the lyrics, so good. I love when it's, like, a cute lyric and, like, a cute song. And it's, like, not too much. But it's not underwhelming. I don't know. It just, like, makes a perfect song. And, like, I love a good love song. It sounds like I would listen, like, a song... Whoa. It sounds like a song I would listen to on like a Love Struck night. I love the word Love Struck. It's my favorite word right now. I'm on like a Love Struck craze. Very relatable to my life at the moment. You know. But I don't really like the conversation thing in the song. Like, I don't know. Especially like some of her later songs. I think maybe it was Thank You Next in it. Like, a lot of the songs would start with like a conversation or like voices at the start. And I was just like, okay, well... I don't really care. Just start playing the music right away. Take my microphone. I love this microphone. It makes me feel so professional. From this point on, the album was not my favorite. I was kind of struggling to hang in there. The Way, featuring Mac Miller. I don't know if I'm supposed to have an opinion on the song. Because I know how, like, I know about this relationship, about her and Mac Miller. But, like... because of everything, is it disrespectful to have an opinion on the song? Like, personally, I didn't really like it that much, but like, if I have to like the song because of who he is, I mean, I will. It wasn't awful. Her voice is beautiful. It's an angel, but definitely did not make it to the playlist. You'll Never Know. You'll Never Know was a good song. It wasn't the best, but I did like the staccato in the song. This song wasn't really appealing to me, so I don't really have much to say about it, but it wasn't like a terrible song. And, you know, it's like just like an album filler to me, you know? Almost Is Never Enough, featuring Nathan Sykes. I don't really know who this person is. Her voice sounds very, like, full and wide, and I love when her voice sounds really full and wide because, like, who doesn't? She sounds, like, more professional, and especially in this album, she sounds very young in this album. Their voices also sounded really good together, like, really good. But sometimes they kind of sound, like, off, like... they're talking at two different, like, it sounds like they're singing at two different times, and it's kind of off by, like, a second. I don't know. It wasn't, like, the worst song on the album. Popular Song, featuring Micah? Is that who that is? I've heard, like, one song. Like, he sings, Lollipop, doesn't he? I think. Kind of cringy, like, I don't know. I've definitely heard this somewhere else, though. Like, this rhythm. I can't put my tongue on it, though. Like I said, nonetheless, it's very impressive to have 4 features on your debut album. Like I said, I know she was famous from acting and on Nickelodeon, but like 4 features on your debut album, like, okay, eating it up. I see. I can tell that there's already a pattern with the feature songs and you'll be able to tell later on too. I don't really like many of her feature songs. There's like very few that I enjoyed, but this was not one of them. So it did not make it to the playlist. And last but not least, on this album, Better Left Unsaid. The beginning of the song sounded kind of Christmassy, so I mean that was cool. I guess I can listen to it in December, whenever that comes back around. But other than that, it was just kind of boring. I don't know, maybe I was just over the album at this point when I listened to it. I got through 4 albums today. And, like, I was bored after, like, 2 the other day. But I listened to 4 albums and 2 EPs. It's kind of a lot, don't you think? Yours truly, review. The beginning of the album was so much better than the end of the album. I feel like, as a debut album, this was really good. But if she would have put this out later in her career, I think she might have been criticized on it. Like, one of her best songs ever, Tattooed Heart, is in this album, which is so good. Other than that, once towards the end of the album just started getting worse and worse. But her voice is like so amazing, and she sounds so much younger than she does now. Like, I didn't realize how much older she sounds. I mean, she went from like 20 to 30, but like, still. Top 3: Tattooed Heart, Daydreamin', and Honeymoon Avenue. What a surprise. My everything. I have a very strong opinion on this album. My opinion on this album is going to be pretty much consistent. My everything was Ariana Grande's sophomore album being released on August 25th, 2014, which 10 years ago? That's crazy. It debuted and peaked at number 1 upon release, and unlike the last album I listened to, I actually have heard some of the songs on this one. Let's start with Intro. The title was very original. And why does she have 2 songs titled Intro? Like, I get it, they're both intro songs, but like, 2? Come on. I don't know if I should consider this really a song or just like a track, because like it's not like a full song. I mean, it is a full song. I mean, it doesn't have like the makeup of a song. It doesn't have verse, bridge, chorus, but it's cute for a little intro, and it did get added to the playlist because it'll be like a little interlude for me. Problem featuring Iggy Azalea. I've heard this one before. I used to love this song when I was little. It was very nostalgic to listen to it again. Also, just like listening to Ariana Grande in general was very nostalgic to listen to. I've just grown up on her. I'm not too old, but I did definitely hear some Ariana Grande growing up. But like, what happened to Iggy Azalea? Like, I've never heard of her after that song. Oh, and in Fancy, but like that was like it. Did she just hop off the planet?
Some of 2014, like. Are we like on the page? Are we doing 2024 as in 2014? Because I know there's like a trend that's what people want to do. But I don't see it happening. I mean, 16 days in the year. But come on, guys. Maybe last summer.
This song was a very different vibe than Yours Truly, which is something I didn't like because I very much enjoyed Yours Truly. What a good album. For her sophomore album, I feel like there was more potential and there was such a high build-up. But nonetheless, it was a bop, and we love a good bop. That song did not make the playlist. One last time. This was my jam back in like 2015. I remember this song so well. Like, I always remember listening to like the music video to this song on like my little tablet in my like the playroom at my grandma's house. Why try? I don't know if people really like this song, but I didn't. It was kind of boring from the beginning. Like, I could tell from the beginning I did not like that song. It was just very underwhelming. I don't know. That's all I have to say. It didn't make the playlist. Break Free featuring Zed. Is he sing? I don't even know who that is. I remember really liking that as a kid, and like this is like the one where she was like trapped, right? Like in like that cage on like, was it like a different planet? I don't remember. I remember watching this music video. Like, I would always watch it. It's very early 2010s, and it was like a good bop. She definitely has vocals in the song, but it did not make the playlist, even though I liked it when I was younger. Best Mistake featuring Big Sean. I think this is their last feature together, like collab together. At this point in time, I could already tell that this album was not going to be my favorite, but I was hoping that it was going to get better from there, which it didn't. It didn't. Again, I don't really like the tracks with features. Did not make the playlist. Be My Baby featuring Cashmere Cat. Who are these people? Like, I swear she's just picking random people off the street and being like, want to collaborate with the song? I mean, maybe these people are like really big somewhere else, but I have no idea who these people are. So, in my mind, they just don't exist. It's just kind of underwhelming. I don't know. I think it might be okay with another listen. Honestly, it was not that bad. But, like, I don't know. This album's just not my favorite. I just don't like the vibe of the album. Is it on the playlist? That is to be determined. I did not give it another listen. I was supposed to before I recorded this. But I didn't. I did put the song on the playlist, and I do not know who this person is, but this song was another one of those to be determined songs, but I added this one. I think that if I were to listen to this song when I was in the right mood, I think it would be a good song. I don't know if I was in the mood or not at the time. I don't think so. I think I had high hopes for this song because I like the title of the song, but it just wasn't my favorite at the time. Love Me Harder featuring The Weeknd. This is the first out of, I want to say, 3 collaborations that they have. This one was a bop. I don't usually tend to like the songs with features, but this one and this artist in general is one of the features or collaborators I will let her collab with, because their voices just mix very well. I think all of their collaborations just end up being really well because they're both outstanding singers. The Weeknd is not, I don't know, maybe I have to listen to his discography too. It's just not one of my favorites as of right now. The song made the playlist. Just a little bit of Your Heart. It was definitely more relaxed than the rest of the album, and I do like a good, relaxing, calm, chill song. I think with more listens, I could really enjoy this song, but I only listened to it once because I did not have time because I was listening to Tattooed Heart. I prefer more calm songs, like I said, but it did make the playlist, so I can listen to it again and hopefully enjoy it a little bit more. Hands on Me featuring A$AP Ferg. Again, who is that? Skip. I will never listen to this song again. Did not make the playlist, if you could not tell. My Everything, the title track.
My hair's kind of messy today.
For the title track, I do tend to like the title tracks, and I did like this one. It's the first title track that we have seen because Yours Truly did not have a title track. Kind of reminds me of NFR by Lana Del Rey. Like the song, not the album. I like this song a lot more than a lot of the songs on this album.
Why do I have to see my hair so much? There's like this one, do you see it? This one piece of hair.
Whatever. This song's more like Yours Truly, and the harmonies in the background are amazing. So this one was added to the playlist. Bang Bang with Jessie J and Nicki Minaj. If you know me, you know I don't like the song. And we all know why I don't like this song, if you know me. But if you don't, that's a secret. But, I mean, overall it's not like a terrible song, but I'm gonna try not to listen to this again for a very long time. But my friends probably will make me listen to it again. I used to like the song when I was little, but not so much anymore, so it did not make the playlist. Only one. I don't really know how to feel about this song. I wasn't very super intrigued by this song. It's good. It's a good song, but it's not my type of song. And I get that. Like, some people just have different music tastes, and like you can tell when a song is good by production, and you can just tell like you just don't like it because it's not your type of music. Like, there could be a really good country song, but I don't really particularly listen to country music, so I don't know. I wouldn't like it as much as someone would that likes country, but you can always tell by like production and stuff whether a song is good or not. Definitely skip for me. Definitely did not make it to the playlist. Finally, You Don't Know Me. Boring. It sounds a little different than like the rest of the album, but I don't really like it, so skip. Overall, I think My Everything was like Ariana's takeoff album. Like, she definitely had a lot of hit singles, none of which that hit number 1. Poor Ariana. There was definitely a lot of singles on this album, and I think it definitely like skyrocketed her career because I had never heard any of the songs off of Your Truly, so everything was brand new to me. But this one I had heard like 3 or 4 songs off the album before I listened to it. Overall, as an album, I did not like it. I don't care if it was her hit album or her takeoff album, or I didn't like it. It was bad. It was awful. I hated it. I hated most of the songs. Will I ever listen to this album again fully? No. I think that's just because it's very a bop album, and I'm just not a bop album person. My top 3 for this album are One Last Time, My Everything, and Intro. Oddly enough, the intro made it to my top 3. Anything, we're gonna stop the My Everything slander and just keep moving on. Before we get into her next album, let's talk about her 2015 single, Focus. I did like this song. Focus did make the playlist, and I do remember listening to this a lot in 2015. I was a big Ariana fan. Like, she was my second favorite artist back then. It does feel like a continuation off of My Everything, but I do like the song a lot more than like the rest of the album. I think if it needed to be put on an album, it would definitely be put on My Everything rather than the next album. We have Dangerous Woman. Dangerous Woman was pretty good. Dangerous Woman is Ariana's 3rd studio album, and this song debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, which I was like 2. Like, I don't. Does anyone know? Oh, I need to sit up straight. Does anyone know what album was like number 1 at this time? Because like, that's like really sad. Like, she should have deserved a number 1. Dangerous Woman was released on May 20th, 2016. Let's just hop right into this one because I did like this one. Moonlight. I don't remember how it is later on. I think I like them too. But like, her opening tracks so far have been so good. I loved Moonlight. I actually used it on my most recent Instagram post on my spam account. It's a very cute little love song. I loved it. I didn't understand why people would always reference James Dean in their songs until today, when I decided to give James Dean a little search on Google. That's who people have been referencing. I mean, he's good looking for a guy, but this song made the playlist. On the album is Dangerous Woman with title track. So good again. After the drought of my everything, I've gotten 2 good songs off of Dangerous Woman already. I was starting to enjoy her music again, and I was starting to feel more productive to listen to her music, and it was definitely a good album to listen to. Her vocals were just so good to listen to in this album. I enjoyed it. Beat, alright. Starting with the song, I didn't really like it. The beat was kind of but you can definitely tell this was a 2016 song. It was very 2016. Like, if you need a definition of 2016, listen to Be Alright by Ariana Grande. Did not make the playlist. Into You was such a good song. I remember being obsessed with this song in like 2016 to 2018, mostly 2017. I feel like this song is like just so 2017. Still such a good song 7 years later. It was very strange to hear it again. Very nostalgic, it was like weird like listening to it for like the first time again, because I hadn't listened to this song in years and years. This song did make the playlist again. Side to Side featuring Nicki Minaj. I feel like this song was really popular when it was released. I don't know, because I knew that rap verse. Not that that was like a flex, but like, I swear, I think I had this on like iTunes, like, because I love this song so much. And like, this was back when like we like didn't have Apple Music, and like I don't use Apple Music. I use Spotify. If you use Spotify, comment, because like Spotify's my life.
This is 1 week off topic. I had this like 1 week where I did not have Spotify Premium, and I was getting those random ass ads. But I'm not going Premium because I had my 3 months, and now I just pay for it because I need my Spotify Premium to thrive.
Her vocals entering the bridge and to like the outro were so good. Oh, I don't know if I can say that. Whatever. She's such a talented singer, and she deserves so much more credit.
I need to like stay on one topic. I'm like going everywhere.
The song did make the playlist. If you couldn't tell, I liked it. Let Me Love You featuring Lil Wayne. This song was a pretty good start. I like the beat. It also feels like 2016. I don't usually like featurings, but this one can slide, I guess. It made the playlist. This song was so good. Like, one of my favorites on the album. Greedy. Ooh. It sounds like something I've heard before. Like, if you know what Greedy sounds like it has to be from something else. Like, this cannot be like the original. The key change ate so hard. Ugh, I love when she does key change. She does a key change in Tattooed Heart too. We're gonna keep referencing all her songs back to Tattooed Heart because Tattooed Heart is an icon. The song made the playlist. Leave Me Lonely featuring Macy Gray. I don't know how I feel about this song. I do like how Ariana sounds in this song, but I kind of like it. Kind of don't. It got added to the playlist because like I love how Ariana sounds in it. Every Day featuring Future. Let's just get straight to the point. The song is a bop. I really liked it, and their voices sound really well together, and that's why I made the playlist. Sometimes. Skip. I don't care. Guitar at the end sounds really good. But overall, it was kind of a boring, underwhelming song, and I'm not going to listen to it again. It was also a skip. That's okay, because Dangerous Woman is also really long, and it needs some fillers. Bad Decisions. I remember when I told Steven that I didn't like this song, he was kind of, like, offended. He was like, oh, that song is so good. But, like, it's stupid and, like, cringy, and it could have been so much better. Because, like, the beat is good, but the song itself is not. That song did not make the playlist. Touch It. What a fun little title. Especially for a 2016 song. Like, I feel like that's, like, so risky for 2016. I swear, like, I feel like people... I don't know. I feel like music didn't get, like, risky until then. Anyway, this song is so good. And, like, for what? It's just so good. Like, some of these songs I'm surprised that I haven't heard before because of how good they are. Like, why aren't these songs on the radio? This is one of those songs that should be on the radio. And it's not. Should have made it a single because it got added to my playlist, and if it got added to my playlist, it's going to be added to everyone's playlist. New Better and Forever Boy. Someone explain to me this song. Like, is it like 2 songs in one? And like, because they have 2 separate titles, but it's all in one track. So like, were these like 2 songs that couldn't stand alone? Personally, I think the songs could stand alone, but she decided to make them together. So, I mean, I guess it's fine they're together, but I feel like they would have been better if they were on their own. Thinking About You. This was a good song. I remember, this song reminds me of someone. I like it so much more because of that. It made me blush a little. Step On Up. This was a good song. I don't really remember it much, but I remember I didn't like it. I remember that I did like it. I didn't hate it. And, but I listened to it while I got ready, so I didn't take notes on it. But it did get added to the playlist. Jason's song, parentheses, Give It Away. Her vocals are outstanding, especially towards the end of the song. I love, a climax and a hype build-up. So good. It got added to the playlist, if you couldn't tell. Dangerous Woman, a review. This album was so much better than I expected it to be. Especially from the drought of my everything. I did not hear, one really good song on that album. We got some amazing vocals. I would suggest to listen to it all. Listen to the full album through. There's some skips, but it's an album I would listen to through again. I really want this on vinyl so I can listen to it through. Sweetener is Ariana Grande's 4th studio album, which peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200. This album was released on August 17th, 2018. So, for a 2018 album, I feel like this was pretty good. Raindrops, An Angel Cried. This is the intro to the album. It was definitely my least favorite intro so far, but I'll get over it. It was just kind of meh. Was not added to the playlist. Blazed, featuring Pharrell Williams. So I don't really like Pharrell Williams, to be honest. He's not my kind of artist. And I don't really like features. I didn't really like the song that much. Anyway, did not make the playlist. The Light Is Coming, featuring Nicki Minaj. Now, Nicki Minaj was only really in the very beginning of the song, so she wasn't a big asset to the song, and I don't think it really would affect if she was there or not. So I didn't really acknowledge the feature that much. At this point in the album, I didn't think I was gonna like the album because the album was kind of boring, and she wasn't going to her full potential, and it was only 3 songs in. But I don't know. Usually you can tell when an album's gonna be good, and I just wasn't feeling it. The only reason why the song was added to my playlist was because during the song, I had my AirPods in, and it was going back and forth. It was going from this year to this year, and back and forth throughout the song, and it was so cool. So you should listen to it with your AirPods in, or headphones in general, and it will just sound so much better. REM. If you don't know what REM is, it's REM sleeping. So it's the REM cycle, which is when you're dreaming, is when you're in deep sleep. It was not added to my playlist. I think she should just show off her voice more. I think if I listened to it more, maybe I'd be able to like it, but I don't know. I just wasn't really that into the song. God Is a Woman. I did like the song. I had heard the song before, but I think everyone has heard this song before. I really like the ending vocals. She's finally showing off her vocal abilities again. And so the song was added to the playlist. Sweetener, the title track. I love the title tracks. The title tracks are always so much better than Anyway, so this song was added to my playlist, and this was the turning point in the album where I actually started liking the album. I started liking more of the songs after this point in the album. Successful. The song was kind of interesting because it kind of sounded like she was bragging to me. And I really did not like the breathing in the background. That was peeving me so much. It did not make the cut. Every time. This one I did like, apparently. And the whole I was just the whole vibe of this album was just meh. But I'm pretty sure this album has a deeper meaning. And so I kind of feel bad saying this. Breathe In. Breathe In was a popular song. I remember listening to this song on the radio and in 2018, 2019. And I remember liking this, and this is finally where she's bringing her vocals back. So I don't care if I'm called a local for really enjoying this one, but it was a very good song. That song was added to the playlist. No Tears Left to Cry. I know, I'm pretty sure this was the lead single, but I remember watching this music video. I loved this song. Not many songs made the playlist, but this one did, and I really liked it. Okay, at this point, I forgot to jot down the rest of the album because I was just doing some other stuff. Let me just recap the songs. I actually really liked the next few songs. The next few songs were kind of better than the rest of the album. The songs I added to my playlist were Borderline, Better Off, Good Night and Go, and Get Well Soon. Sweetener, a recap. Album was definitely not my favorite. I feel the first half of the album was definitely worse than the second half. The second half I started actually liking the album again. I don't think it's worth listening to the full album through. My top 3 were No Tears Left to Cry, Get Well Soon, and Sweetener. Thank You Next. Thank You Next was Ariana Grande's 5th studio album. The song peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200 for 2 weeks. Thank You Next was released on February 8th, 2019. Ariana also gained her first #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100, with Thank You Next being in the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 for 7 weeks. In February 2019, when the album was released, she got her second #1 hit, 7 Rings, which was at the top of the charts for 8 weeks. Starting the album not strong with Imagine. I didn't really like it that much. I think I would like it if I listened to it more. It's just one of those songs, but it was not added to the playlist. Needy, it kind of sounds like Moonlight, not gonna lie. It just sounded more like eerie. The harmonies were really good, and the synth in the background was really good. I really liked the outro to the song. NASA, track 3. Yes, that's all I have to say. Yes, the song did make it to the playlist. Bloodline. Now, by Bloodline, I could definitely tell, like, this album was so much better than Sweetener. I just didn't, like, the song was more calm and relaxed, and it had pretty good vocals. And, like, this song was overall a good song, so it did make the playlist. Fake Smile. It was kind of relatable in, like, a subtle way, but, like, not too much. The vocals were just kind of weird, and the song was just kind of off for me. I just didn't really like it that much, so it did not make the playlist. Bad Idea. I like the song, like, as a song, but the lyrics were just not that good. I like the beat. Honestly, I could deal with it if it like came on. I just really just don't like the lyrics, so it did not make the playlist. Makeup. I love a quick song. I think it was like 2 minutes, and the lyrics were good. I like the lyrics to the song. This song makes up for the last song, Ghostin'. Yeah, I was like, this song sounds like the intro to How to Disappear by Lana Del Rey. I don't know, like, listen to them side by side. I swear, in like a way, it sounds like an eerie broken radio, like vintage aesthetic. It's kind of long, which is kind of annoying because it's kind of like repetitive after a while. I could fall asleep to this song. This song just feels like a song that you would like take a walk in the midnight snow down like your suburban streets. I don't know. It's very like a calm, relaxing winter song in my head. I don't know about this one. The beat is just not it. I don't really like the beat, but the chorus was good. But it did make the playlist. 7 Rings, Thank You Next, and Break Up With Your Girlfriend. I had already listened to these 3 before. I mean, I did listen to them, but I'm just going to throw it all in, like, the mix. They were good songs. They all made the playlist. And I think these were, like, the 3 singles on the album. Like, I think all 3 were singles. And I did like all these songs. Thank You Next, a review. By this point in listening to her discography, I had liked every other album. I liked Yours Truly, and I liked Dangerous Woman. And I did not like My Everything and Sweetener. So, hopefully that's not, like, a continuation pattern. This one was so much better than Sweetener. Like, don't hate me if you really like Sweetener. I really don't know if I should like an album more for one reason or another, because like I said, I'm only listening to like the music, so I don't really know like the backstories. My top 3 were Ghostin', Thank You Next, and Needy. Positions was Ariana Grande's 6th studio album, and it peaked at #1 on the Billboard 200 for 2 weeks. This album was released on October 30th, 2020. Shut up. So, I don't know. It was good. It was bad. It was kind of tacky. I don't know. It was just kind of like a cringy song. Definitely not my favorite intro to an album. But it got put on my playlist because it was like, okay, 34, 35. I know that a lot of people like the song, and I added it to my playlist. But it's just like not my song. Like, I feel like I don't like Ariana Grande singing about this kind of stuff, and like makes me kind of uncomfortable, not gonna lie. I don't know. Like, just sing about sweet love, not... Don't need to know about that. Motive with Doja Cat. I've heard this before, like back in like 2021. I just remember when it was big, and I just kind of forgot about this song. It just kind of left my mind. But it did get added to the playlist. Just Like Magic. Definitely feels more like modern pop than any other song or like any of her other albums. And I really enjoy that. I feel like I'd have to be like in the mood to listen to the song because it like wasn't my favorite, but I did get added to the playlist. And I don't know, I could just definitely see the song being on like the radio or something. Off the Table with The Weeknd, so good. It was so good. I love the way that their voice mixed. Just like the one song that was it on My Everything? I don't really remember. Maybe it was on Yours Truly, honestly. But like, this was a good song. 6:30. I like this song. Kind of repetitive. The harmony scale in the song, like during like I think it was like the bridge. I don't know. It was so good. And this song just had like a really good vibe. So it was added to my playlist. Safety Net featuring someone. I don't want to mispronounce the name. No. My Hair. What a cutesy little song. Oh, my hair is like a mess, but the song is so cute and I love the lyrics. So the song was added to the playlist. And like, it just reminds me of someone nasty. So Steven really liked this one, but I didn't. We listened to like Positions together, but I just didn't really like the song that much. Good song, but not my type of song. I added it to the playlist for Steven, but wasn't really interested. West Side. I didn't like this one. That's all I have to say. I didn't like it. Was not on the playlist. Love Language. Excuse me? Why did I not know this was Ariana? If you were on TikTok at all in like September 2023, you know this song. Like, you know this song. I was like so shocked. And like, it like keeps coming back. I like the title, so I added it to the playlist. Positions. I like the song. I really like that it has strings in it though, because like not many modern songs, like not many modern pop songs have strings in it. It's usually just like guitar and piano. But like to have like real instruments in it just sounds so good. What was added to the playlist? Obvious, just was not the best. POV. High notes were heavenly. I love this song. It really captures like what her vocal range can do. So that is why this song was added to the playlist. Now, all the deluxe songs on Positions, other than Main Thing, I don't think that they were needed. So I did like Main Thing though, and it was added to the playlist. Positions, a review. I think Positions is my favorite album because I don't know, it's just very close to like the kind of music taste I listen to, and it was very modern pop. I really like the vibe of this album. I added almost every single song on this album to my playlist at one point or another. It kind of sounded very similar though, like as the album went on. I don't know. The one thing I didn't like about this album was the deluxe edition. Like, I feel like it was not needed at all. My top 3 are My Hair, 630, and POV. But we're gonna end this on Yes End because that song just came out. I love it. I love it. It was something new. It was something we haven't heard before. And like, I don't know. I listened to Yes End like at like 5 o'clock in the morning on release day because I could not stay up till midnight. But I listened to it like 30 times since like the release of this song. It's just such a bop. I love it so much. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know who you want me to do next, because I actually kind of enjoyed listening to all this music. I added like 50 plus songs to my playlist. So comment down below what artists I should listen to. Follow my socials, subscribe, and like this video if you enjoyed it. See you guys all in the next one.